Crypto Crypto Warrior. Internet connection. So T-Mobile has been audible for streaming, reaching back. I'm trying to see if anybody's connection is a bit terrible. They are terrible as well. So please forgive us. Switching over to Verizon hopefully by this week. So next week we're gonna be talking about Bitcoin. Not just Africans really. And why do we even call ourselves minorities? We had the we all need Bitcoin. And today's by myself and experience playing games with the bills with the and now we're stuck with T-Mobile. T-Mobile's internet is terrible. That's my advice. So the next. That says please forgive me in time. Let's see what's in the chat box. Here. Vago. Yes. Good morning to you too, sir. Here. Goodness, Uche. Thanks for argues jacked up. Internet connections from our end. We fix the next show. Recycle guy. And we have here. Good morning. Good morning. The show. What did it say here? Let me get this started. Shamra Network TV said that would help send some BTC to Nigeria and Ghana for sure. But when you send it, it'll be helping the folks on the ground, not folks that are just there waiting for money, but folks that want to make changes on the ground. So it's good you said that because today's about that. So Ed, let's get on to the show. Today we're gonna start with something pretty interesting. I'll go ahead and share my screen for that one. Let's go. Africans need Bitcoin. Not just Africans, but all you majorities that they like to call minorities. We cannot be two Americans to be African or to be Asian or to be American. You be American and be all of that. You know, we have to be exact what we are. You know, accept who you are and be a blend of America and whatever nation you come from. And I think that is the challenge that America owe a global policy of what's going on in the Middle East, in Asia, and what's going on in Africa, where all, even in Europe, imagine France and Germany pushing back, saying, wait a second, we can't be too American, we can't be too dependent on the US dollar. You could be yourself. And I think that's part of what Bitcoin is trying to tell everybody is that be yourself to somebody else or force somebody else to be American to be able to live in this world that we live in. Collaboration. And I think Bitcoin, I'm not sure it's a fact. Bitcoin allows us to collab more. You know, you see all this Afro, all this wonderful music out there, and it's a collaboration of different cultures mixed up. I want to bring Bitcoin into that storyline. You know, that this video first.
I fly from Nairobi, Kenya for 1 hour. The shilling zone, I go into 33 currencies in 33 currencies, none of which transaction. I come to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, dollar. Oh, this is it. This is it. 80% of transactions in Africa are outside of the continent in dollars. So you may have the central bank, the Federal Bank of Ethiopia. You may have the Central Bank of Kenya, Mickey Mouse. You may have all these 54 central banks useless because we are not playing in the league, we are playing in the small league.
Folks, that is major right there, man. That is, as you can see, that's what I was saying at the beginning of the show. We are playing in the small league. And this is one of the reasons why Stack Nation joined the Crypto Warriors, is that we need to work together, right? There is no difference. You can be American, whoever you want to be. But how does an entire continent like Africa, as big as it is, they can't conclude a transaction on the continent? They have to conclude it outside of the continent. Ask the South Americans. They go through the same thing. Ask the Asians. They go through the same thing. Why is that? Well, we all know, those of us that keep of history, the Bretton Woods Agreement after World War II was when this became an issue. It was a nice strategy. It was well implemented. But guess what? America was not even involved in that conversation. They just guys, or they used us for the war, and then they dumped them after the war and like, on your own, we just need your resources and whatever value you had, but we're not going to pay you for that value. So that was basically what the Bretton Woods Agreement did in the 1830s. And ever since then, all transactions. I was once in the aviation industry. That even African nations, neighboring African nations, cannot land the African countries because there's no agreement for them to land. That is terrible. But foreign country land in country. So when you go, this is the transaction. No, there are folks interested in making money. Yes, you can make money, but what's the purpose of making? We're all still slaves of the system. How is this even? We have the Federal Reserve. Call it the Federal Reserve in the U.S. It's basically a central bank. Also, let me tell you that a private organization. And the history of the American bank comes off from the Bank of England in Europe. Long story behind that too. The Rothschild family, the Rockefeller, long story behind that. We have given the power to the private organization, which we now money from. For some reason, the Congress gave the Federal Reserve, the central banks, the authority to print money out of and that money print out of training here is what we trade our value for. And then for some reason, our Congress, our senators do not see this. When you look on CNBC, see they talk as if it's a norm, as if it's normal for some central bank to come out there and just inflate your money goes up. Your value, your ability to store your money. By the way, what is money? That's another question to ask. It's basically wiped out. So you work hard. You and I, we wake up every morning, Monday morning, let's go get it, man. We get it, but then the work that we work is stored in currencies, in money. We store the money in the bank. If you guys heard about the recent bank crisis, oh, guess what? The banks are all in cahoots with these central bankers. They take your money and they multiply it 100x and go loan it out. And they come back and say, oops, sorry, money gone. They don't have your money. That is the issue. That is what Bitcoin attention. And what, okay, we're back. People in these so-called or developing countries need to pay attention that your ability to store value has been stolen by the bankers and the central bankers and worst Africans. Slavery happened, white population. We had World War II, they used for the war, wiped you. Now they used the USD to enslave the entire world. They totally, on the regular, wipe out your ability to store value. And this nation see it, but it looks like nations are starting to see it now. France just spoke over the week. We need to slow down our ability on the US dollar. Germany is saying, wait a second, why are we going to war with Russia? Countries in the meantime are saying, hey, we need some IMF money. Give us for free. I don't. Today we're gonna talk more about it. Uh, 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 now, coming up here. The first all right, we are back, guys. Sorry about that. This should be gone. Horizon. Right. Back to the Europe. South America foods go China is digital. You only make option of about. If this is either Uganda or over there. Uh, they are right. That's a digital currency. Now that said, let's Africa a good, which is the way export Bitcoin for. They put it right here. And of course, nations uh then to adopt Bitcoin because of how much zero with all the China, Nigeria, number 11. The list of these countries to understand Bitcoin is the solution. It gives you to uh, we have Gautam Uche here showing. Right, let's go to the next one. US. We got by by the let's see. Yeah, yeah, it's small, small steps lead to big ones. Yes. And let me that project is going to improve the fix for here. We should be back by next internet current right in one in Africa. BTC yet. I don't understand masses live the news and our young generation don't understand. But majority of them are still fortunately and they need to understand. Yes. Uh, uh, yeah. With issues to fix that joining the raising and if wonderful with the and on Instagram